you over the top and scare people, so. Anybody who's got experience.
If they're smart, they'll
Strike.
related to AI and AI.
They just put in chat GPT.
Yes, I'm just not here.
It's, you gotta be careful with it. You gotta have, you don't want
I
the
use it
free
as a
version, you want the ones that are protected.
Well, even then, you wanna be real careful.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that is.
So what was some of that over, like Claude or?
You Claude, we use the Copilot and also Claude. Claude's really good for spreadsheets. I actually just went to our IT CDO, they put on AI without the hype. And me, the chief from Double O, anybody got on there to listen. And they do different trainings for different.
Good evening, today is August 12th, time being 6:00 p.m. I am going to call the Community Development Corporation meeting of Bartonville to get to order. And if you would, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have now come to a time for public participation, and I see that. All right, we'll jump down to regular items. Consider approval of the July 8th Bartonville Community Development Corporation meeting minutes. Do I have a motion? Okay, I got a motion from Cora.
Doesn't matter if I wasn't here, I'll second.
No, you read it. Does it turn? And a second? All in favor? That is unanimous. All right, discuss and consider a request for proposals for the town entrance and exit signage projects. Director Combs.
Yes, so as you guys can see here, you guys were all furnished a copy of it. I put together an RFQ. Just wanting to be able to send it out. I'm thinking, monuments sign, something that's going to last and not be, beat up by the weather, whether it's hot, cold, anything in between. Takes some cold right now, but something stone, so thinking like a monument type company that makes headstones and something out of stone. So I don't know if anybody has any input based on the RFQ on things maybe you'd like to add, remove. I did put in there, I think we want to go over every single section of it, but there's a table of contents there, and you can look at the materials, the construction standards. I tried to cover the project scope and everything in between from a legal standpoint. So.
Just a question real quick, Shannon, were you able to find the company's name that built the?
They are no longer in business.
That figures something. That would have been too easy.
If you got a piece of monument company, they come out here and take it, look at it, and match it up, pretty get close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so I'm thinking one, on this side and one on, one on both sides of 407. That's kind of really our only, areas for it, maybe, I don't know, do we have proper signage out here and representation out here?
Oh,
Yeah, on McBacon, sorry, McBacon, Jeter.
no, I really don't have like a median, that's, I think, the only concern. Sure, because we don't have a median other than 407, but that's just
Okay,
most of the time when you see those signs either on a wall or a median, going into the city.
and that was my thoughts, right? I don't think we need to get carried away, but, kind of the primary high traffic areas, it would be nice to differentiate. Which are actually kind of Bartonville, not Lantina or
Argyle.
or Dublin.
Copper Canyon, Reversion and lighting, some kind of LED light is a fantastic idea. I know that the other man who's not with us, that mentioned in past meetings that this seems to be maybe a great icon in the right direction.
Yep,
And I don't know if that's what you were incorporating, if I understood it correctly.
it is, yeah, so basically taking this, making this out of stone. Having some sort of uplighting, LED, I don't know what sort of electricity that we have access to, and they're probably not much, but we could go solar.
Solar is what I would do.
Get enough sun that should be something doable.
But we get enough sun.
And Madam Chair, Directors, if y'all decide to do this, I will reach out to TxDOT. I have a contact there that I'm actually in contact with, trying to get a signal light on 407 and Hilltop. Don't know if that's, we can do it with TxDOT, it takes forever. But if this is something y'all decide that you do want to go forward, I can reach out, see, I can reach out, say, hey, is this what we need to do to feature? I don't see them not giving them approval, but still we're going to do that. Sure.
I'd like to ask that, both areas is either part of the job. On both ends, and I'm up and down these streets, I think we all are. The grass on these medians, this weeds, whatever's not being taken care of a lot. I don't know who's responsible for that.
Textile.
Okay, that's the issue I've got. We're gonna do this beautiful work to spend money. Who's gonna continue to maintain this property underneath it, so it doesn't say welcome Bartonville and the weeds are full of it.
Right.
I think if we use the other aspect of all the landscaping and all, we can do that up underneath 5 to 10 feet on each side, and that way that'll eliminate all that.
Yeah,
And I think that's, at one point we had talked about doing end caps on medians and I think that may be a future project, or it could be something, we want to keep them separate because we did such a big one initially. But certainly I think that would be something doable. And since it's evergreen, we could incorporate that as part of evergreen scope of services, just to make sure that's thoroughly, weed cloth and maintained is, that 5 to 10 feet on either side of the signs. Sure, we would happily do that.
That could be part of our negotiations.
Kurt, any thoughts on that? Any issues with evergreen taking?
If whatever you want to pay for evergreen to do, they'll be more than happy to do it. I don't think they'll do it for free. Obviously, they can't, they probably won't.
Sure.
We do have a good relationship with them, as you said, and they got our $120 or $111,000 project. But yeah, we can work with them.
Sure.
that would be a separate project, and you'd have to get it approved and voted in and all that. I think we just. Focus on finding out what we can, getting quotes for the monuments first. And then address that, but I think everybody's right, if we put weed cloth and crushed granite or whatever underneath that rock. Then let TxDOT worry about
Right.
their weed harvest.
And I would imagine most monument companies too are gonna have some sort of landscaping architecture, so it could be something that we do incorporate as part of that quote as well, but that's not included in here.
Yeah, I'm actually did include that in your request for quote, if that's what you wanna do.
Well, that's up to, you know, everybody here, who just wanna worry about the sign initially and then add in that after the fact. Or
We
you want
want
it
to
all
put
together.
a sign and have it clean around it. It just doesn't make sense to put signs up, spend the money and not take care of at least something within a 4 foot range.
Well, I think the landscaping would be easy to approve
I think so too.
initially, that way we're not going crazy this year with.
Yeah, just some river rock or something. Kill the weeds off with some river rock around it.
So would you guys all agree then, should we make a motion to adjust this RFQ by adding landscaping and maintenance?
Yeah, you can make your motion that way.
Okay. Yes, all right.
I second.
Oh, there was a motion, hang on.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to add to this current RFQ. Maintenance as well as having potentially Evergreen. Do the same matching landscaping. Around 5 to 10 feet on either side of the new sign.
Can I alter your
Sure.
motion? To a motion to approve the request for proposals for town entrance and exit signage project with the addition of adding weed cloth barrier and some kind of crushed granite, river rock, some kind of weed barrier around the monument.
Do you need a second?
I second it.
Are you seconding the motion and the amendment?
Yes, I am seconding both. I have a question for Kirk. Are we gonna have logistic problem as far as how tall the sign can be for the meeting?
I thought that was covered in the RFQ.
That's something we obviously gotta wait to see what they show. I mean, that's something that we'll have to get a text out about, obviously, so.
So we'll get the estimates and then we'll take.
Well, you gotta show, first I gotta have, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sure.
Once you guys get what you want, then I can contact Tex and say, listen, here's what we're proposing. Is this approved, the height and everything else, so once you decide on what you wanna do with this, then we can go ahead and. Send it off to my contact Tex, if he's not the right person, you can ship it to the right. Department.
Okay.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
That was unanimous.
Oh, before we move on to the next item. Will you add that and then? Who are we gonna send that out to? Do we have a
As
list?
far as, no,
Weedage, whatever. It's gonna be two separate projects, right?
No.
it'll
he
be
said
installed, yeah, it'll be installed by whoever makes it, and then. Potentially, I don't, if they're able to, we're gonna see if they can do. River rock, crushed granite, if not, then we'll amend it further and. Add a company that can,
So can you add that to the RFQ and send that to Shannon?
yes.
Great.
And then we'll need to figure out who's gonna send it out or where to send it to.
I mean, I can, since I've kind of been working on it already, I can. I'll find 3 to 5 monument companies to send it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, next item is discuss and consider hosting a small business event. Director Carlson?
Look at me again.
I know, I was like.
No, I think this is great, you know, we've had not everybody together here, I know we're missing Laura, but. All I wanted to put on the post was maybe to brainstorm here and see if anybody has some thoughts and something we can do to either. Celebrate the businesses that we have, even if, you know, we call it we already missed the tax-free weekend here, but we don't really have those kind of shops. As was made sort of evident, but. I don't know, I would just like to do something, put some sort of thoughts together. That we can either get people to visit, I think last week we had suggested, you know. You had a suggestion, but what it was, but.
Well, last week I explained that we used to do a, like a holiday insert into the Cross Timbers Gazette that like listed all of the businesses, but we spent all that money on the magazines, right? Okay, so that's off the table. Someone else suggested a bingo. Like you put all the businesses on a bingo card, and then you go visit them, you get a stamp. Then once you make bingo, then you get some kind of prize. But again, I don't know that that's
Sure.
gonna work for the
Well, I think
businesses
that,
we have.
yeah, that would have to be something for retail, restaurants, something where they can give a coupon where, you know, it's. 5 or 10% off or something.
And I have a question, how would we do such an event, given the finances that we have now? And what we've already spent, because we just spent a chunk on the beautification. I know we've already spent all of our marketing money. Do we even have money for something like this?
Your marketing money has been spent probably for the next couple of years.
That's the magazines, right?
The magazines and things like that, and the holiday lights, by law, you can only use 10% of your budget. Of what your revenue for each year, but we've been in the last couple of years, we've had a little excess. So we were able to use that towards the marketing and then the holiday lights.
So we really don't have funding for this.
Believe so, unless we find something else that's, it's not marketing, but it's.
Or something, you know, that's low cost and it's just a matter of getting all we coordinate it, right? So it's gonna take. Our time, and we coordinate the businesses to post it and do something themselves, like a wine walk, they buy a bottle of wine or. Something, do a bingo punch card if they wanna participate, which is some time, effort and energy, but we're not gonna give. Any resources to it.
Have you ever surveyed any of these businesses to see what they would like or what they need, or then have a sense of that? Because if there is any that data, that would be really helpful. And if not, maybe each of these categories in here, we have 10. In terms of where to shop, eat, and hang out at Bartonville. And if you went to each category and said, give us 2 or 3 people on a committee and just have a brainstorm some afternoon or evening or whenever. And let them come up with what they think would be the deal. And then from our standpoint, this depends on how much we would want to support it. But if they have, usually if it comes from the people who are going to benefit from it the most, then they're the ones who get pretty involved.
Sure.
And we had a horrible time getting them to get involved with a free ad in the Bartonville magazine. We have also contacted them the year before that, asking, well, introducing ourselves, telling them about the BCDC. And asking them, you know, hey, is there anything we can help you with? Did you even know we existed? And most of them didn't call us back. Or email us back. Or they were gone when we went there. So we've never had good success with that, but that's what he's trying to reset. So the ideas that I have are bingo, wine walk. Let the businesses brainstorm. Underscoring, there's no resources in our budget for this.
So is it something that we start trying to communicate about them now and wait till we've got a little more resources. And really spend the time, maybe start working around and speaking to every one of these members. Because my husband just went to a chiropractor. Are they providing their great revenue for Bartonville for people? But are they providing sales revenue in any way? And I've got to say, we're looking for revenue to come back into BCDC, correct?
Revenue and jobs.
So this is where I would like to see, maybe we look at it with the divisional. You've got a lot of doctors, you've got a lot of real estate agents, et cetera. I don't know what kind of sales revenue we're getting back from XYZ versus a Kroger or a Marty B's. It might be, and we want to make sure we all feel included, but it's obviously going to be something we want to communicate to the most, and the really involved people that are going to help build our revenue for our sales tax. Right? Just to explain that part, it's something else. I mean,
And maybe the focus, obviously, we can't do all the things, and we don't have the budget for an event to host for businesses. Maybe we should be more focused on how to get our vacancies down. And, you know, how we can reach out to get businesses in.
I had thought about that, and there's nothing really we can do, because those properties are owned by West. Is that the name?
Yeah,
of
it's
it?
not questions of
New
parameters, and I've actually reached out, we reached out to 407 where, so we can, you can, if you know somebody, you can.
Yeah, but
trade.
we can't affect the rent or anything like that.
No, I say, you know, what you can do is if there's somebody you know, whether it's a business that's wanting to come in here, you can encourage that, say, contact Michael or we can get you the contact for NewQuest. So, because there's at least nine vacancies there, and I'm glad Director Carlson brought that up. That's important. Those are spaces that whatever the revenue is, at least, you know, and let's not even, the revenue's nice, but when you see open spaces, that's not good for any shopping center. Where I'm dealing with, they dropped off some donation boxes that I gotta get off because they're not allowed. So we don't want that. It's beautiful. We want to keep it beautiful. But yeah, those are some things that when we have the opportunity to bring in a company or, you know, someone,
So maybe we'll go to NewQuest and we let them use their budget, but we say, hey, look, we're willing to be boots on the ground, or if you want to give us, you know, are they able to donate a budget for us to be able to do surveys and.
They can
Facebook posts
fund
to
an
get-
event. They can fund an event. They can't give us money.
I know you like give us.
Right.
But here's the point. You know what I mean? Everything done legally and above board, but maybe that's something.
Scott, did you mention that you were gonna reach out and do some of that last time? Did you, how'd you come
Not
out?
very good, it's just kind of like the magazine,
Oh,
kind of hit the wall.
who did you reach out to?
I just called the number that was on the side and asked for whoever was in charge of that shopping center. And never got anything back.
I mean, it only took me a month to get the guy, and he thinks I forgot about it.
Okay.
You mentioned you had a relationship with the owners of 407. Did you propose 407 west or east over here,
Barbecue.
taking over Dickies? 407 barbecue.
No, I did not, but he's way too big for that.
The lieutenant had his number, when we contacted him, asked him if he'd want to do that, and he was not interested in the Dickies, just.
The rent's too high.
Yeah, he wasn't interested, and because it would have been, you know, I'm not a barbecue guy, I don't think it's already set up, but we did reach out to him, and we're hoping to get him to move in, but I guess, like you said, and that's one of the problems, obviously, if the rent's high, we don't know what the rent is. You know, that's when you have, if you can't make it, then.
That's with everything in real estate, it's negotiable, just if they're advertising a price, does well.
yeah, I'm just gonna sit with 9 properties that aren't even leased out, so how long are they gonna keep this up?
Yeah, sure.
Right now in Denton County,
For
so going through
definite.
this, yeah, right now in Denton County, commercial real estate will be on the market minimum 6 months to a year. That's just average.
You gotta remember that this isn't the only shopping centers they have, even,
Mhm.
you know, they're
There
nationwide,
are.
so you're sitting
But
on.
they have a local rep whose job is to, get these rates.
Yeah.
So, how about? How would you, I mean, there's not really a motion to be made because we don't have any funding. Why don't maybe you take a stab at talking to, is it Michael? at West?
Michael and
Michael Haney
I
at
could
West.
email you his
See what,
information.
see what participation he'd be willing to.
Does anybody else wanna do that?
I would like to help,
Okay.
as long as there's information, I'll ask you.
Okay. Maybe they got some ideas. And maybe frame it as trying to help you fill your vacancies.
Well, so it's a win-win, right? The goal is they bring in tenants, we receive more revenue,
He's trying to
for taxes and.
What I'll do, let me email him, because I've been doing some other things with him, say, hey, here's what. Where can we go with this? And let me start that ball and pass it on to you all, that's okay.
Sure.
No,
Send it to me, because I'd like to talk to them.
Okay, yeah, what I'll do is I'll just, I'm pretty sure that's the guy, but he may have somebody else that does the leasing. He's been our contact, but I'll make sure, but let me reach out and see, so we're going the right direction.
Okay.
all right,
Cause I mean, from my perspective, there's a lot of astute and really good business people that live in Bartonville. Or around in Lantana and other areas. Maybe somebody who's ready to take their garage business to retail. I just don't know necessarily. We don't have a budget to reach those people, so. Getting requests to promote some fresh ideas and.
all right. Sir Riggs, please do tell us the latest on the vote at Bolton.
Well, I have some great news.
Um,
Out of the 3 companies I contacted, one was the only one that checked the pump.
That's
and got it
the,
working. And I'm like, awesome. Edwin was the name of the company, said, listen. It's working now, but it's on its last leg. So, because what it's doing, it's shutting off and back on, so it's not as reliable, obviously, as what it's doing. That he just told me it's at its last leg, and to me, that means we did budget for that. Another good, nice thing is he sent me a quote for replacing the pump, and this was much cheaper than what we budgeted. It was like $9,000 versus 20 to 25. Now, one of the companies, he did say, if you know, not that you need to do this, but, and in my memo, to replace the whole pump, I mean, the whole well was $250,000.
no, thank you.
No, so the good thing is the well's working. The thing with the well, we don't know how long, but we do have the funding in there if we need to replace it.
Would you like another opinion?
Sure.
And would you like to meet the guy that drilled the well on Friday morning? Is that possible?
I'm okay with what I have right now, Scott, to be honest with you. I think I have enough. Is that D&D?
Yep.
Okay.
Double D.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. I got these guys. I think these are the 3 that came out. I think,
He's been there too as well.
well, I think I'd asked for your help in an email. You never responded to.
I did, but you were out of town.
Okay. Anyway, I think I'm okay going forward with all the other.
So I have a question, so you had somebody say, here's the problem, that's one issue, and I get that. I've been through the pump from hell for more than 1 year. Then you've got the whole well replacement, so is somebody sent a camera down and said that the well is turning concave? Or expand, or that is breaking down? Do we have some reason to think that the well is failing itself?
when,
I don't understand.
when the three companies came out, the only one that checked the pump got it working.
Okay,
What he told me is that it's on its last leg. That's, he said, yeah, did he? Yeah, just the pump. And so, you know.
So if he's the
this-
only one that checked the pump, that tells me none of them actually sent a camera down and looked at the well to determine that the well needs to be replaced.
sidewalls, et cetera. That's where I'm concerned. How long has that entire well been there? I've been here 26 years.
It's an old well, and I'm sure Scott could get that. How long's it been, Scott? If
I have
you
no
know,
idea. I called Dale and as soon as I get to my truck, then I can find out.
well, and not to. Some of the other companies, they said, and I don't know Mr. D and D or whatever his name is.
I do.
Dale Holmes.
And I'm sure he does a great job. But, you know, he said we didn't need a pump, correct?
That is correct.
Did he set a camera down?
No, he did not.
Here's what I'd like to do, Scott, since you really like doing this kind of stuff, and you're better at it because you're a plumber. Let me pass this off to you.
Okay.
And you can go ahead and either meet with Edwin and the other companies again, or get a quote from. Cause they're saying if you need to replace the pump, it's replaced. If it's not. So I'll pass this off to you.
Okay.
And that way you can, you know, like I asked in my email. I'll let you do this, cause I've gotten 3 quotes, I'm not a pump guy. Okay? I have no knowledge of wells or, you know.
I would be interested in knowing what Dale says he thinks the solution is. If you, can he email you, Shannon, and you share it with everybody? Sure. Awesome. Would you mind doing that?
Not a problem.
But we are gonna keep the redundancies with city water.
We do have the redundancies, because what Edwin said, he got work. And this is another company. He says, it's working right now, and I was out there in this pump. And he said, I don't know how long it's gonna work. So if it shuts down, then we go to, because we did go
Then we have
do the
one.
backflow, we did tie into cross timbers. We have water to keep our landscaping as pretty as possible. Now, August hot. So anyway, but yes, sir, we still have redundancy, and we will have redundancy. We can just cut it off.
We
All
always
these-
that redundancy.
Yeah, they just put the,
Yeah.
turn it on.
What's the status currently? It's pumping and we're on.
Currently, we're on well. We've been on well water for, Evergreen. Keith came out, it was probably a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks.
So we still don't necessarily have enough, data for how much water we consume.
The first bill we got was $880,
$890
$890.
How long was that?
A month.
per month, and we were trying to water more than normal because we were trying to bring it back.
Get that.
Yeah, and then also the other problem is Kirk's mentioned, you all know,
Yes.
there's rock and asphalt underneath.
Yeah.
And that's what they keep saying. So listen, we can water, their water. It's just, you have that.
You got about
asphalt
this much
underneath.
dirt
It's
and then
tricky.
asphalt.
Yeah, so those dry spots, and we've gone out there. Got an irrigation company to go out and look at it, cause I had people ask about that, and the heads are working, everything's working. It's just,
It's hot.
yeah.
Reflective heat.
Yes, that too.
And we have sprinklers,
Oh,
or do we have the, drip lines that are.
yeah, sprinklers.
We got both in there.
You got both.
Well, in the flower
In the
bed,
flower bed,
Scott's
you got
right, in the drip
lines.
line, but in the, you have those nice, I mean, you even have it out by, if you look at the bridge. How green it is, there's even sprinkler system out there.
It's in a lot of like new construction developments, on the front part of most people's driveways now, that section between the sidewalk and the street. They usually are running like a snake drip line for those instead of using sprinklers. So given the fact that we have, you know, limited earth, salvageable dirt to work with, I don't know if that's future project, I guess, but.
And I can tell you.
Yeah, I mean, we have them come out and look at our system to make sure all the heads were working. Actually, the mayor met him on a Saturday. And was out there with me. And it was very nice of her to do that, because they couldn't, and I didn't want to go to 2 weeks from now, because they were obviously very busy, so.
Right.
But they came out, evaluated it, and said everything's fine, so,
Okay.
let's go with that for now. You know, is it gonna be? You know, I don't know if there's other systems that might work, we could look at, but with that, the way it is with concrete, I think we're just sort of, it is what it is.
So it definitely sounds like we need to get the well going, because.
Yeah, the well's going and, you know, Scott, I appreciate you taking it on. Like I said, guys are asking me well questions. I look and I said, listen, I don't know anything about wells. This is my first, you know, you give me what you think you need to do and they're running whatever they, you know, I'm just trying to do my best to get you guys what you need. But you're a
Okay.
plumber and I appreciate you taking on with your expertise
No problem.
and helping me out. Thank you.
All right, what's the latest on the beautification drainage erosion control project?
Well,
We need to think of shorter project names.
yeah,
FYI.
we can put an acronym to it.
Each out of 5.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one on the proposals, that I just.
I know, that's my fault. I just,
So, as you approved, not to exceed 120,000. They did one upfront 50%, to put us in line. However, since I told them this wasn't budgeted till October, they're okay with waiting. We're probably still gonna stay in line for October to get this thing kicked off. So
okay,
once we get it kicked off, I will, you know, get y'all an update on an exact day they're gonna start, working on this project.
okay, great.
Perfect. All discounts, everything, they're honoring everything that we had.
We signed the agreement.
We have.
Yeah, signed agreement in your packet. There's a signed agreement that I signed on, July 9th.
Dumb question, did BCDC transfer money from our budget to the town to pay for the emergency rocks that we had to put in over at, Swig?
We paid for that at y'all's budget. It was two,
Okay, okay,
it was two, and she'll get to that in finance.
okay,
It was $2,900.
Yeah,
yeah,
2,965.
And like I said, that was sort of a,
Temporary.
well, we had to donate it, that
Right.
work, and I didn't want to get it torn up. And yeah, it was, you know, rock, and he brought 2 big trucks and donated it, and I said, let's go ahead, and I know we're gonna have to do something anyway, because I've been getting complaints from citizens about it, which I don't blame them. And so that's why we went ahead and jumped out there with that.
It is holding.
Yeah.
Cause I live right around the corner, nobody's plowing into anything.
well, if they do, they're gonna have front end, that's it.
Yeah.
So the thing is that it's holding, it's not been disturbed, and that's a great.
Yeah,
Really.
very, very nice of the man from Tiny to know that, he showed up with 2 truckloads of dirt and said, I'm gonna fix this for you.
And the boulders were, put it down a little bit deeper so they will not move.
Mhm,
They're still thick.
Very, thank you.
mhm. Yeah, they're not gonna go away. All right, Miss Shannon, you wanna give us a financial report update?
Yes, ma'am. And your bank balance as of today is $785,241. For the month of July, the revenue that was brought in was $11,419, which was split between sales tax and interest. Sales tax brought in was $9,193 for the month. And the interest earned on your bank account is $2,226. The expenses for July totaled $4,945. If you want the breakdown, I can give that to you. Your mowing was $835. Monthly water, as we just mentioned, $881. Irrigation repairs, $236. The boulders, as we just mentioned, $2,965. And then your monthly co-serve for the electricity over there is $28.
Okay, great. Any questions? All right, are there any future items that any of the directors would like to request for the upcoming agenda? Do I need to repeat the ones that that we kind of put on hold? We're gonna do some more research and talk
Please.
about. Yeah, okay. So for the next meeting, Director Carlson and I forget your last name, Dom, are gonna give us their thoughts and ideas and what you learn on, what do you call this? Small business event. Small business event. Director Dom will give us an update on what he learns from Double D on the well. And what they think needs to happen to make it right. Sorry, I'm writing and talking, and I'm not that talented.
No, you're fine, I appreciate this.
Okay, that's all.
Also the monuments, getting 3 to 5 quotes.
Yeah, but we don't need to discuss that, so, but that's a good thought. When you send those requests for quotes out, you need to give them a target date. So on our next meeting, you can tell us what that target date is.
Do I need to wait till the next meeting with the proposed changes or additions before I send it out for quotes?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
That would just come up with a date when you email it out to them, they have it in by us, that we can distribute.
Do we wanna aim for October, so it goes in at the same time as the other projects, or?
well, you're gonna request them to have their quote back, usually give them 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks to have their quote back. So you're not gonna make October, I don't think, cause then once someone wins the quote, they're gonna have to.
We
I'd
back
probably
on
make it.
every month, so for now.
That's a good question.
I mean, we don't need to meet, we don't have to, I mean, it's up to y'all, I mean, we tried to do that, but I think in my opinion, we're moving ahead with the project, and I
Mhm.
don't see
If there's
any
anything
to
that,
meet, just to meet.
right? So the next meeting would be October.
And are we also funded to be able to do these, far east and far west signage applications? Are we gonna be okay on funding?
That would come out of a different, the market.
Mhm.
Good question, but no, that would come out of.
So in our next meeting, we wanna talk about the small business event, get an update from Director Carlson and Director Dom. And then get an update on the well situation from Director Dom. And an update on the RFQ that's being sent out and the target date for RFQs to be returned.
Okay.
Anybody got anything else? Oh. Noted,
Good.
So it sounds like you probably won't need a meeting in September, or shoot for October.
October,
That way we can get project up there and all that stuff.
yes.
We decide on a monument company. Or if we get, them to look at this design here, we're still gonna have to get with text out anyhow, as far as elevation is true.
Yeah,
And I
you need
guarantee you, they're 3 to 6 months out
Oh,
making
at
these.
least, for sure.
They're having to do a lot of headstones.
yeah, good point, if you just get that to whatever, once we get those in. I'll do some preliminary, I'll just send an email out to my contact, say, hey, listen, here's what we're thinking about, what's it gonna take. Or,
What are the guidelines?
is there a height, what are the height requirement, what?
Yeah, I could do a little bit of research too on that too as well.
Okay, Ms. Shannon, would you mind sending me JPEGs and whatever else we have for logos?
We have very limited formats, but I will send you the logo and all the snaps that I have.
All right,
And but it's easier to get the vector.
it's, yeah,
We do not have that. We have a ping and a JPEG.
I want a resolution on the JPEG.
You had that.
That's right, use that sense, just good. That's true.
All right, time being 6:42. If there's no objections, I am going to adjourn the meeting and thank you all for your time and participation.
Yeah, kind of my thoughts